Welcome to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast, where you can learn and be inspired by real-world examples of how technology is transforming businesses and reshaping industries in a language everyone can understand. Here is your host, Neil C. Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast. Now, a big question for everyone listening today. Do we have any blockchain and crypto fans out there? Or are you just curious and have a lot of questions but we're afraid to ask and find the subject quite daunting? Whatever it is, don't worry, we'll get through this together. And first of all, I would just like to remind everyone listening to always do your own research if you're entering the world of crypto. And don't listen to anybody on the internet, including me, when making a financial decision. And the reason I say this is the world of crypto burnt quite a few people back in 2017 and 2018, where people were engulfed with FOMO and ended up buying Bitcoin at the all-time high of $20,000 and were then burned when it dropped to $3,000. And yes, it is an exciting space, but it is volatile, and buying in high and selling when it's the all-time low is never a good strategy. So don't get carried away if things get crazy. But today, I want to explore a much more pragmatic approach to the crypto industry. So I've invited Luciano Nonnis from DXone, who's been focusing on bridging the gap between the cryptocurrency and traditional financial industries. And for me, this is the exciting part this time around, because before it was crypto versus traditional business, but now we're starting to see businesses opening up. And it's when those two worlds collide, that's when the cool stuff should start happening. But enough rambling from me. Buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Dubai, where Luciano has stepped out of a few meetings to chat with us today about DXone and much, much more. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Thank you. My name is Luciano Nonnis. I'm the CEO and founder of DXone. DXone is a cryptocurrency research and trading platform. We are already up and live since a couple of months with our MVP version, and we are in the middle of our public sale from our security token offering, which is a quite exciting new thing in our industry.
And I've got to ask, can you tell me a little bit more about your background and what initially attracted you to the cryptocurrency space? Because I have a feeling that there's got to be a story there.
Yeah, like every good story, it starts with with losing a lot of money by making the wrong decision. No, but mine is a little simpler. So I have an IT background. I did first and second level support, like server infrastructures. And when I got a little bit bored of this industry, I turned over to the traditional finance market. I created my own insurance wealth management company in Austria, and learned everything in this area and was quite successful. But the more successful I got, the more educated I got, and the more annoyed I got, to be honest. So I turned this market the back, and within this time, I was searching for new exciting asset classes in fintech markets. And Bitcoin at the moment and blockchain technology was one of the most interesting things. You know, if you have an IT background, if you know about traditional finance and you see Bitcoin and you see which problems blockchain in general are currently solving, then Bitcoin is basically a no-brainer for you. And blockchain technology, of course. So I switched to the educational part of blockchain because me and my partner, Mario Ursic, we were very early in this stage. And we started trading by our own, created our own portfolio, and we were our own portfolio manager, and we were quite successful with it. And through our activities in this market, we attract a lot of interest in our network. Everyone wanted to have knowledge, and we created an entire community in the German-speaking markets where we educated people on blockchain technology and telling them the good news. Currently, this is the biggest German-speaking education community for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency news. So we have over 30,000 people in there who are educating each other. There are tons of people with 4 to 5 to 6 years of experience, and If you have a question, you just put it in this community and you get tons and tons of good feedback and constructive feedback to a certain project from a technology point of view, from a financial point of view. This is all a non-profit organization. No one is able to sell anything to our audience. So it's quite fun. And through all these activities, we met a couple of people in the crypto space. One was a chip developer, and he created quite unique chip for specific mining hardware. And we were able to buy a couple of very good miners in Shenzhen in China. And we started with my tech background, quite huge mining facility. And we were able to be the third biggest Dash miner in the world for a very long time. So we had education, we had portfolio management, but just for ourselves. So let's say quite huge network of people who were interested in what we are doing. We mined to a very extensive call. And if I see a picture, Neil, I have to laugh because this is how my server looked like in my mining facility. We had 13 kilometers of network cable in there. I had over 400 electricity plugs. It was totally crazy, but I loved it. I slept in this facility because we earned very good money per day, and you don't want this facility to stop. So my tech heart was very happy with this activity. But it was quite hard, quite long and hard time. And we were able to sell this entire facility to a very good price. And after that, we went back to education. So we created our offline and online education center named Crypto Coach. And we proceeded with our education thing because we knew, okay, this market has to grow. And if we can be part of mass adoption, then I'm more than fine with that. And maybe something good comes out. And this is how everything started. A huge company in Cyprus, which is a Forex and CFD broker, asked us for help with their current blockchain project. We went to Cyprus. So we moved to Cyprus, helped them, and started with our project, which is now DXone. So this is where it all started in a nutshell.
And here we are now in 2020. Well, we're in the first week of November, and I believe as we record this, Bitcoin is at around about $15,500. Lots of talk and rejuvenation and people excited again, talking about that $20,000 possible mark. When this goes live, who knows if we're already there or not. But even if we are or not, it does feel almost reminiscent of late 2017, and that excitement seems to be coming back into the space at the moment. And DXone is a crypto trading and research platform designed from the ground up to provide comprehensive and robust experience for crypto enthusiasts. But for anyone that's never heard of you guys, can you tell me a little bit more about exactly what it is and what makes it different from all those other exchanges?
So I guess I should start with the team because we have a quite cool team. I would start with the tech part because we are in a fintech industry. So we were able to partner up with a quite comprehensive company in Germany. The name was Sinfinit. The founder of Sinfinit is Matthias Wiederbach, and he was also the founder of Financial.com. And Financial.com has built the European Wealth Manager and parts of Reuters for the European market in an exclusive deal. So they are experts in platform providing, information providing, structured data, and a couple of other very good things which can be applied to the cryptocurrency markets. And they already started 5 years ago with a information terminal, which should be a direct threat to Bloomberg and Reuters. And the idea was quite good because it was an open source application builder where basically every expert in the world can provide his data without selling his data to a huge company like Bloomberg and Reuters. And they can use our audience in order to get outreach and to focus on their main experience, which is most of the time not marketing or attract people to one platform, which only serves one specific use case. And when we met, for me, it was clear, okay, there's one part missing on the platform, and this is a cryptocurrency exchange. Because if you have the data, if you have the execution, the trader only needs to have one access in order to get all the information he needs to make a wise decision and to trade. So we included data of the most interesting crypto platforms out there, also 1,200 cryptocurrencies with real-time data from all the different exchanges, and you can compare with our proprietary tech the entire market. So we don't use any third party in order to display the market, like TradingView or any other tools. We have created everything by ourselves. And I guess people can have a look at it and see if it fits for them and if it's not just talking. We are already up and live. Please log in and check what I said. I think you will be surprised by what our offer at the moment is.
And I'm curious, what was it that made you want to go out there and build DXone?
Basically, if I look back from who I was a couple of years ago and who I am right now, there was one thing which I've stopped a couple of years ago, and this was complaining about the status quo. Because we all know that, why is the solution built like that? And I would do this and this and this. But it's always easy to say, okay, I can do it better, but no one is really trying. And I stopped this and I was telling myself, okay, I guess I can do this better. I guess I can solve an issue and I can create a platform which deserves to be there and which solves not only one specific issue, but also has a business model which is there to be there. You know, we are able to grow a lot by providing more than just one purpose, because this market is already very competitive. And because the market is so small, we didn't even reach 1% of our entire potential here. And we already have over 300 exchanges in this small market. So you need to have very good USPs and you need to think about the future and how this market will change. And this is what we have done. And I guess we are quite good at the moment and we are totally on track with what we want to build.
So can you also tell me a little bit more about your dual token model too? It's incredibly intriguing.
Yeah, sure. So we have a utility token and a security token. I guess I will start with the security token because this is a very interesting topic, especially for me. We were able to tokenize a structured BIRA bond, and the underlying of our structured BIRA bond is a 25% revenue share on all our trading commission. So we went to Liechtenstein. We have our lawyer, Dr. Helene Repolz, in Liechtenstein. She helped us writing the security prospectus, go to the regulator, explain them what we do, how we do it, and we were quite successful and fast with it because the regulator in Liechtenstein is very educated on blockchain technology, and tokenized securities are in general nothing else than traditional assets, just with a different technology in order to display them. You can have a bond on a piece of paper, you can have it dematerialized in a traditional way, or you can use blockchain in order to have something like a substance there. This is the right term. So you use the underlying blockchain in order to make it transferable, fungible, and visible for the client. And we did that. We were successful with it. Within 3 months, the Financial Market Authority of Liechtenstein approved our prospectus. And so we were able to go live, and this is where we are. So we have a 25% revenue share in form of a structured BIRA bond on blockchain basis. And this is quite exciting because currently there's nothing like a publicly available asset which lets you participate on the most profitable business model in cryptocurrency space, which are cryptocurrency exchanges. So cannot go to the New York Stock Exchange and buy some Binance stocks or Kraken stocks. It's a quite interesting thing. And the second token we have is a utility token. And here, this is, let's say, our small baby. So we did tons and tons of research on exchange token, discount schemes, and what to do. And we were able to identify a couple of huge issues from tokens which were used in ecosystems when you pay a company with their own token, because at a certain point of time, you have a lot of these tokens, but you don't have fiat money in order to, let's say, pay your bills or do anything with it, because you cannot go with a Huobi share token and buy your grocery. So there's no chance of doing so. So what these companies have to do is they have to drop these coins into the market. And examples like Binance, if we calculated 50% of their traders are smart and using the BNB coin in order to decrease their trading fee, you can easily calculate how much BNB Binance will receive on a daily basis. And this can cause some conflict of interest in the future. I don't want to I don't want to say that this is currently the case, but 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So do your math, calculate it, and then you will see how many of these tokens will get pumped back into the market. The second issue I have is that I guess, Neil, you're flying a lot. So if you fly a lot, most of the time you have some programs from the airlines like Miles and More, where you receive fly miles for a lot of flies and you get incentives from it. What would you think if Miles and More will sell you those tokens in order to give you a benefit for your extensive use? Wouldn't that be strange? Isn't the specific purpose we have, the main thing should be giving something back in order to have loyalty, in order to make your clients happy and to give something back, So they stay with you. They stay with you. They use your services there, and they just want to keep their clients. And if they want, they would sell it. The total incentive system of them would not work. And for me, the BNB token should be an incentive system and not a sales vehicle, And this is where we started. So the system, Binance and many other exchanges are using our token spending models. What we have is a token holding model. And we as a company, we never receive those tokens. We will never sell these tokens, and we will give them for free to our audience. And our audience has the power to decide what will happen with them, and not we. And we don't get them as a payment. So we as a company, we never interfere the process of the incentive of a discount. So, and this is what we have done. And I'm quite happy with this solution. This is, let's say, the activist Emir, the small activist Emir, who wanted to show that it can work differently.
And we will have people listening both in and outside of the crypto community. So just to make sure everyone's on the same page, could you explain a little bit more about what an STO is?
Yeah, sure. So basically, it's a funding model for a traditional asset on blockchain basis. So if you as a company want to fund yourself because you need money in order to grow or to build your business, you have the chance currently to create an IPO. So initial public offering. But an initial public offering is very costly, let's say. You pay around 250,000 to 1.5 million, depending on the market, depending on the exchange you want to be listed. And this is not possible for many startups. So what blockchain is doing here is we will decrease the cost of the entire emission in order to fund your project. So what we have done with our structured Bureau Bond is we have created a blueprint for small business enterprises. So I would recommend everyone to read our prospectus who want to create something like this and to see how easy it can be and what you can do in this space, because you don't really have a difference to the traditional market beside the technology. You take out intermediaries, you make transactions faster, more secure and transparent for auditors, and that's it. So it's quite easy. It's not rocket science, security token. You have a different token standard, yes. You have a couple of rules like the CSDR law for dematerialized assets where you have to stick through, but all in all, it's nothing new. It's just a new technology in order to fasten things up or make things easier or make things more secure.
And how has DXone's STO gone during 2020? Is there anything you can report on that?
So we were able to reach our soft cap within 1 week, and I was quite happy. This was 1.1 million euros. And by the end of our public sale, we will disclose our total funding to our audience. And so far, we are quite happy. We were able to fund ourselves as a startup. We have 60 employees currently, and we are able to pay them and to build everything which is needed in order to survive without any further help.
Fantastic news. And I'm curious, there is a lot of renewed interest in the industry at the moment. What are your thoughts on the future of crypto? Do you think the global pandemic has almost been a digital accelerant that has just forced businesses and users alike to start taking it a little bit more seriously and think differently?
At the moment, to be honest, I'm not really long on crypto itself. I'm long on blockchain technology. I'm long on regulation, and I'm long on security for our audience and for our clients. And I'm also long to push alternative systems, because we are a centralized exchange, and in the crypto world, this is if you're a hardcore crypto dude, you want to have everything decentralized. You want to be your own bank. You want to take care of your own stuff. But 99.9% of the audience we currently have cannot handle the difficulties of be your own bank. But it's important to have both solutions. So you serve the, let's say, entrance, or you create easy access for the people who don't have the time or the interest to be their own bank. But you also have to have a, let's say, solution which complements the needs of crypto enthusiasts. So I love to be in a market where both can exist and both have their place, and no one is fighting against each other here. So you don't see Binance shooting against decentralized exchanges. No, what they do is they create their own decentralized exchange. And if they say, okay, we have an audience on our side who want to trade on a DEX, then here it is. Use it. We are fine with it. So very, very glad to see that, because currently we still have the back and forth from traditional world to crypto world, where everyone is shooting at each other. So bad fiat system, bad crypto system, all scam, all inflationary, but it can also coexist. There's no need to replace everything. It's really no need to replace everything, but it should coexist.
Oh, that's great moment to end on, I think, because there is so much polarization right across society right now, at a time where we should all be getting on a little bit better. And if we do go back to 2017, especially in crypto, it was a lot of people treating their coins like their favorite football team. And so it would be great to move on from there. We don't need to replace everything, compete with each other, maybe just collaborate with each other. It seems like a much more sensible future. But for anyone that would like to find out more information about anything we've spoken about today, or indeed DXone, or contact your team or join your community, what's the best starting place to do that?
So what I would recommend everyone, before he creates an account on DXone, go to our website and be your own bank, be your own exchange, read our investor relation material, look what we promise our audience and see what we already have delivered, and then decide if our platform fulfills your needs. So I'm not a big friend of overselling ourselves, because we are already live. People can give us feedback on our platform. We pay them to give us feedback. So see what we have, decide if it's for you, decide if it's good enough for you, and we are happy to have you as a client on our platform.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Well, I'll add the links to the blog post just to which accompanies this episode, just so people can find you nice and easy. There's so much I love about what you're doing here, but especially how your team is focused on unifying that old and new financial paradigms, and actually aiming to bridge crypto and traditional markets by deploying that sophisticated and highly performant global trading hub. Certainly seems like a step in the right direction. I'd love to keep in touch with you, see where this leads, but more than anything, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Neil.
I really am looking forward to staying in touch with Luciano and hearing more from him and learning from him as the industry evolves. And it's refreshing to hear that he's not interested in just crypto, but blockchain itself, uniting communities, bridging the gap between the traditional industry and the crypto community, and building something exciting. And for crypto fans listening, are you excited about the industry at the moment? Does it remind you of 2017? And if you were around in 2017 and got swept up with all the craziness at the time, will you be doing anything differently this time around? Help an old man make sense of it all by simply emailing me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, and we'll carry on the conversation together. But more than anything, just a big thank you for taking the time to tune into this podcast, listened all the way to the end as well. Kudos to you. And I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. But if you can't make it, until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thank you for listening to the Tech Talks Daily Podcast with Neil C. Hughes. Remember, technology works best when it brings people together.